fault. Fifteen love. Let's for service. Love.
This first few games so important for both players, but particularly on serve. These are two big servers that rely on holding serve a little more consistently in their matches.
Make it sound like the return game is going to be important today.
Very well could be.
To Shelby Rogers just a couple of days ago. She just finished winning a match. And she was so calm, so chill. She's fit after some serious knee surgery from a couple of summers ago. What a good space she's in right now. Never been fitter.
Good defense there, finding a way to get that return back. But that was a knee surgery. She wasn't sure if she would fully get back, Shelby.
That's
Rogers.
Exactly right.
And, you know, that is, until you've gone through that, you don't know what that's like to kind of see potentially your career being over. And she has had kind of a new attitude about her tennis since then. She's already been always been a pretty happy player, and
yes,
with a good attitude. But
she's a pleasant woman.
Very pleasant, but even more pleasant now that she's back and healthy.
If possible. Not that Kvitova is a real stiff.
We got two of the nicest players here in this match today. Petra Kvitova certainly a lot of friends in the locker room as well. So this should be a pleasant match, even though it's going to be a nasty big hitting one, I think.
Correct. Really pretty setup right from the return of Shelby Rogers.
Yes.
We're going to, Mary Pierce has become very spiritual, and she leads a Bible class that Shelby's been a part of this summer as well. We meet like once a week on Zoom, and she's really enjoyed that. People find a way during a pandemic, huh? Break point in the first game.
Advantage.
It's been
Rogers.
important for players to focus not on the physical, but also on their mental and emotional health. We've seen a few players talk about having sports psychologists. We heard Shelby Rogers talk about, working on her faith during this time as well, and how important that has been. It's a good steadying point though from Kvitova. Starting with a solid serve. And just trying to keep herself in neutral to aggressive positioning.
Advantage Kvitova.
Kvitova has one of the best serves on the women's tour. Her ability to hit with pace, to hit to the different areas of the box. Do it with the same look. That lefty spin, so difficult for some right-handers.
Game.
Couple bases to close out the opening game of this fourth round singles match.
So important for both players to get settled, get into this match early, and even more so, I think, for Kvitova, because she lost their one and only meeting, and it was a memorable one. Petra working with your Ivanek. So many of the players have talked about, trying to work on their fitness during the break. Didn't see quite as much of Petra Kvitova, but certainly looks like
Shelby Rogers
she's fit and ready to go.
She hasn't let herself go.
I mean, this is a match she's going to need it. But no, not like us.
Yeah, exactly.
Love.
Things that Shelby Rogers did so well in her last round against Madison Bringle, who's a tricky player, but she played such a disciplined match, very conscious of her serve, moving it around, using that shot very smartly. She's going to need to do a little bit of the same here.
Bringle had knocked out Diana Yastremska, the 19th seed, in the round before.
15-all.
This, of course, is a very different matchup. Bringle was a player that can use the pace and looks to dictate a little more with positioning. Kvitova is just going to be straight power at times. In some ways, that's a little bit easier matchup.
Rogers knocked out the 11th seed, Elena Rybakina.
Just like that.
So here's the thing, though, Chen. We see this a lot at the majors, where a player will like poke a hole in a draw, and then like they lose in that next round. You know what I mean? So
It
okay,
happens.
that big name is gone, but okay, but I don't know. You see, we've seen these players. We've seen Shelby. We've seen Jen Brady. You know, they just keep going. There's nothing fluky about this kind of stuff.
No, and that was excellent variety there from Rogers. But
30-all.
Shelby Rogers beat the highest seed in her section, and she has kind of taken on that draw. Talked about Jen Brady, who benefited, I wouldn't say benefit, but she was in that section where Karolina Pliskova lost Caroline Garcia, and then Brady ends up beating Garcia. So it's real.
Right.
There are no flukes going on here.
It's real. It's real is right.
40-30.
Look at some of these matchups, these fourth round matchups, and there's nobody that's gotten through that was lucky because of, the lack of names.
Right.
Game. Rogers.
It's big serving from Rogers.
1 game all, first set.
Real beautiful Labor Day Sunday, kind of spooky that it's so empty. I always hated, I grew up around here. I used to go to Forest Hills as a kid, the U.S. Open. And I used to hate that the summer was ending, except that it would bring this tournament. It was a saving grace for a kid from Queens.
You think about, we talked a bit about the lack of fans, and that has seemed to not matter as much, but certainly the kids, these opportunities that they would get to see these players up close.
Absolutely.
This time of year.
15-all.
And it almost makes the players appreciate having the fans even more. Not that players can't generate that intensity they need, but fans just make it a bit more special.
Third
ace already. That's 101 into the side pocket. For Petra Kvitova. Who likes a fast hard court more between these two? I think they both like it, right?
I would say Petra maybe just a slight bit more.
Game.
Fantastic play. Sure. Serve and the 1-2 punch.
Kvitova leads by 2 games to 1.
2-1. Opening set of this 4th round match.
Love.
She watched Sophia Kenin win last night. She really shows up at these matches, doesn't she?
Supports all of the American women. Busy woman during the 2-week period.
Yeah, because the American women keep winning.
Oh. 30 love.
Here she is.
These are the opportunities that both players will look for on return games. Just trying to be able to step in, take a little more time away from the server, and maybe get some opportunities potentially to break serve. Jen, I was at a Davis Cup final years ago, Russia against the U.S., where the Russians put down a totally ridiculously illegal clay court to really try to mud it up so Pete Sampras wouldn't play well. But he became a stud of the team.
40-30.
Fed Cup final one year that was held in Prague. The Czechs tried to pull the same scam with an incredibly fast hard court. Kvitova loved it. And you know what the Czechs are like in Fed Cup anyway.
Oh, yes.
Game Rogers.
There's always some kind of a surface scam you got to keep your eyes out for.
2 games on.
Fed Cup, Davis Cup situations.
Well, that tells you how much it means to these countries who feel their best players and go at it.
Other stuff going on around the grounds, and USOpen.org can catch you up on all of it. Who's playing, what the scores, what the draws look like now. Just go to USOpen.org.
There's such a premium for both players on coming out of their serves, picking the ball up early and just being ready for that second ball. The serve doesn't do it. Got to be ready to go at it off the ground.
Thirty love. Love.
This is just a different speed as well for Rogers from her previous match. And also from the one and only time they played on clay. Hard courts, that ball is coming at Rogers just a little bit quicker.
Game.
Kvitova. That's her 4th ace already.
Kvitova leads by 3 games to 2. First set.
On-serve opening set, this 4th round match at the U.S. Open.
Love. Love.
It's the type of match, though, that you just can't lose your focus. If you do, it could mean the difference between holding and being in a hole down break of serve.
One loose game, right?
A couple of loose points.
Led for service.
Think about how easy it is for Petra Kvitova or Shelby Rogers, for that matter, to win 1 or 2 points on their own. So you can't afford those letdowns.
It's kind of cool when the wind hits those tarps. It makes it look like waves. We're playing at sea.
Shelby got a little bit lucky there. Kvitova had a good look at it, and that was danger time.
It's real pretty, isn't it?
Game Rogers.
Calm, competent serving from both players.
3 games all, first set.
Just feel in this match like both players know exactly what they need to do, what the important parts are of their games. The question is who can execute.
Wind's kicking up a bit. high seas.
Love 15. Love
A
13.
little bit of an opening here for Rogers, just ramping up her aggression, getting herself in better court position.
Fifteen 13. Fifteen 14.
So far, it's been Shelby Rogers who has just stayed plugged in and focused. Gets the reward here with a couple of break point opportunities.
Game Rogers.
And there is the first break of this match.
New balls, please.
Such powerful discipline
Rogers leads
returning
by 4
from
games to
Shelby
3
Rogers.
first set. Love 15. Love 13.
Coming at her. Looking for the break right back.
Sometimes a player gets broken and
Love
it just
14.
makes them focus in and buckle down even more. And it certainly looks like Kvitova just turned it up just a notch. Gives herself immediate break back points. There's just nothing you can do about that. Big first serve from Shelby Rogers.
15,
and
14.
ready to attack on that second ball. That's that's been one of the impressive parts of
30-14.
Rogers' game. These last few matches, her ability to mix up the serve, to just play very disciplined tennis. Crunch.
Game Kvitova.
Back even.
4 games all, first set.
Just a good adjustment, though, by Petra Kvitova. Just buckling down, not panicking or, getting annoyed, losing her serve. Just gets right back to business. Gary Vanek, Petra's coach, has got to be pretty pleased about that last game.
I like that they're both playing with such clarity, right? They know just how they want to design these points.
15 left.
Rogers serving at 57%. Kvitova's up at 69.
It's interesting when you look at how close the numbers are
30 left.
thus far. With Kvitova, the slightly higher first serve percentage, but winning a few less points behind her serve. At the end of the day, we're all even. Kvitova's been able to be a
40
bit more
left.
aggressive from the ground. She's hit more winners thus far.
Yeah, her numbers are pretty gaudy. 13 winners against just 8 errors. 6 and 7 errors for Shelby Rogers.
Game Kvitova.
No panic when she dropped her serve a couple of games ago.
Kvitova leads by 5 games to 4, first set.
It's pretty to watch them both.
$15 left.
See the wind kicking up Rogers' skirt. Gobbles the short run.
15 all.
This is Petra Kvitova in her wheelhouse. That ball sitting up just perfectly.
She like smacked her lips.
If she was
It's like-
chomping at the bit.
It's like
for that
watching a
one.
baby, like see a popsicle come her way. Played a couple of these forehands.
30-15.
That was another makeable return. That was a missed opportunity for Kvitova. Rogers just hanging in there here on serve, trying to stay in this first set.
Yeah, another reminder, Kvitova's serving at about 70%. Shelby's 54 right now.
It just looked like Rogers
30 all.
wasn't quite sure what to do. She had a nice kick serve, maybe hoping for the miss. Went to the slice and just not ready for that one. Took a funny bounce perhaps, but keeps the pressure on Rogers here.
Correction on the call.
Miss Rogers is challenging the call on the right baseline. The ball scored in.
Shelby's right. Shelby needed it.
40-30.
Ryan is Shelby's coach now.
Game. Rogers.
All right. We're even.
5 games all. First set. Fifteen love. Fifteen all.
Against 4 aces for Kvitova. That's her second double fault. She can live with that those kind of numbers.
I think so. I think
That's good math for her.
that's positive.
Okay.
Positive column overall. It's the timing of the double faults, though, she needs to be careful of. Yes, fantastic. Just
30.
generated that angle almost from nowhere. Fairly neutral ball, maybe just a little shorter from Shelby right here, but did not expect that angle.
And you can't guard against that, can you? Who would think of doing that at this stage?
Who would be able to do that? You might think of it. Good movement, good recognition from
40.
Kvitova.
15.
See how important she knows this game is. Trying to find a way to get this first set under her belt. That's the kind of tennis you've got to be
40-30.
willing to play against Kvitova. There's an opening. Got to take it. Rogers does it without hesitation.
Game. Kvitova. Kvitova leads by 6 games to 5. First set.
We'll have the end of this first set, this 4th round match of the 2020 Open. The second time this set, Shelby Rogers serves to stay in it. Sweet.
15 love.
Rogers made that look like, oh, no problem. My heart didn't just jump out of my chest because it was a lot closer than I thought.
Yeah,
But
she tried to cash it out, didn't she? Yeah,
Play that
I
one off.
meant that. Nice gain of the court from Petra.
Yeah, a smart point from both players.
15 all.
Kvitova, the fantastic return. Rogers finding a way to get back neutral. And Kvitova still goes on the offense again. High quality from both players.
Just look at the intensity in Shelby's eyes. Point after point. Her eyes are looking pretty much the same way. They both recognize the gravitas of each swing of the racket.
30 all.
Now Kvitova 2 points from the opening set.
These are two players that are very clear on what their games entail,
Yep.
what they're looking to do, where their strengths are, and who can dictate most often. That's going to be the question.
Let's for service. Oh. 40-30. Miss Kvitova is challenging a call on the right center service line. The ball scored in.
Petra hoping this is wide. Was it?
Game. Rogers.
Tie-break time.
It's been one break of serve
6 games
for
all.
each player
First set,
in this
tie-break.
first set, but kind of fitting that
Miss
we come
Kvitova
down to the
has
tie
3
break.
challenges remaining.
Numbers have been so close, both players playing at a nice level.
Can I say, Chanda, I kind of like that there's
Both players
no
receive
crowd
1
noise.
additional challenge.
Like, this deserves silence. Right? It's so
yeah, it's the essence.
it's
sort of
so
of
intense, exactly. All right, let's watch this thing.
Yeah. 1-0. Kvitova.
She did all the
1
work
all.
of Kvitova. You can see her working with her legs to get on balance. Still just yanks at this backhand.
Two, 1. Rogers.
Blackman in front there, and some more of the USGA squad. That was a general manager of player development. It's not gonna like these forehand errors from Kvitova.
3-1.
Rogers
Rogers.
now up 3-1.
It's been 3 straight misses. One off the backhand and then a couple of forehand misses from Kvitova. 10 thus far. It has hurt her right here in these moments.
Another forehand.
4-1. Rogers.
Chandler's now at 4-2.
4-2. Rogers.
It's been a bit of a disappointing start to the tiebreak for Kvitova, but it's just, she's still right in there. Just the one mini break now, and Rogers, she's got to keep her focus. She's done a very good job of that thus far.
You know, her numbers are quieter than Kvitova's, Chanda. She doesn't have the same kind of winners. She doesn't have the same. She's got a lot fewer errors.
And that becomes especially important in a tiebreak where it just comes down to 1 or 2 points. I also think in tiebreaks, so much comes down to belief as well. Can Rogers step up here when she has that opportunity? She's got to believe, right?
5-2. Rogers. Five, 3. Rogers. 5-4, Rogers.
we hear Kvitova
5-all.
do that a lot. Push, let's go and check. But that one, she really gave that a war whoop.
Yeah, this was a big point, and it's evidenced by her reaction.
She was so far down in this tiebreak.
And just battled there. Keep herself on serve.
And it's a set point for Shelby Rogers.
6-5, Rogers.
Oh, that's so good.
First set, Rogers.
That is just tremendous. Shelby
7 games
Rogers
to 6.
figures out a way to take that tiebreak and earn herself the first set.
$15 love. $15 all. $30-15.
Forehand's flying on her. What?
40.
When her forehand gets shaggy, it gets leaky. What does she do wrong, Chanda?
Well, and it just looks like she's slowing up her arm and not getting the racket head speed, so she doesn't get the spin to bring it in. And with how hard she's hitting it, you've got to get that little additional spin. That's a good steadying point from Kvitova.
40-13.
She's got to work on giving herself more margin and start finding the court, especially when these games are right at hand. She's missing a few too many of those forehands.
Game, Rogers.
another
First game,
excellent
second set.
service game at the right moment after winning that first set in a battle. Rogers not letting up, keeping that pressure on Kvitova. So important the beginning of sets. Try to maintain momentum.
Love 15. Love 13.
Everything is falling apart for Kvitova right now. And maybe part of it not quite letting go of the disappointment of how that first set ended. Trouble here on her serve. This is where Kvitova's just got to get plugged in, stay plugged in 1 point at a time here. Played a good first set. Has some adjustments she can make. A few misses that she can clean up, but she's very much still in this match.
All. 40-30.
Well done from Rogers. Kvitova may hold serve here, but Rogers is not going to make it easy for her. Keeping the pressure on. And once again, just not overplaying. That was a difficult shot. Got the spin she needed.
Advantage, Rogers. Juice. Advantage, Rogers.
This is the perfect time for Shelby Rogers to just keep pushing. She's held serve. These are almost kind of free looks at getting an early break, keeping that pressure on Kvitova.
Deuce.
That's perfect 1-2
Advantage,
combination
Kvitova.
from Kvitova. Excellent serve. And then gets up to this shot. Able to get a little quicker racket head speed through the ball.
Game. Kvitova. 1 game all, second set. Let's for service. Love the team.
Oh, that's terrific. Jumping right on top of that serve.
Love 13.
Trying to get something to happen. Yuri Novak hoping to see it.
Just looks like Kvitova's just relaxed a little bit more after holding serve.
Yes.
Beautifully struck as well.
Love 14.
And if you're Rogers, you just have to accept that Kvitova can hit a series of winners like this and not a lot that she can do about it.
Fifteen, 14. Game. Kvitova.
Kvitova's looking pretty good now in
You've
the
all
second set,
space.
recovering from that tie-break loss in the
Kvitova
first.
leads by 2 games to 1. Second set. First set, Rogers.
Petra Kvitova serving with a break in the second. A quick reminder to go to usopen.org for all kinds of updates, especially the very latest that Novak Djokovic has been defaulted from the US Open.
Love the team. $15 all.
It's definitely been a refocused Petra Kvitova.
She does not look discouraged, does she?
No, and it just seemed to shake off some of those misses that she had. Got the break and trying now to consolidate. And she has been the player that has tried to dictate more. 29, now 30 winners if you include that ace. Unreturnable. She's also gotten the most unforced errors as well.
Game Kvitova. Kvitova leads by 3-1, second set.
Just impressive serving game from Kvitova, backing it up, and you could see the adjustment she made, just getting more spin on that forehand and giving herself more margin inside the lines.
So how does Shelby Rogers push back, Chanda?
$15 left.
I think for Shelby Rogers, though, she's just got to stay plugged in. She has done a good job of playing very evenly throughout this match. I know Kvitova can be a little streaky at times. And hasn't been so much streaky as everybody knows Kvitova can step up and win points. And sometimes you just got to accept that.
The only other time these two played, Chanda, was a bizarre scoreline. The French Open, right?
Shelby Rogers won the 2 sets that she won. She didn't lose a game. It was the games in between that Kvitova managed to get on the board. It's an interesting scoreline.
Yeah.
So interesting that Petra Kvitova talked about it in her post-match after her last win. She remembers it.
Oh, yeah.
In case anybody else forgot. And Shelby Rogers won that match 6-love, 6-7, 6-love.
Yeah.
Normal stuff.
$30 all.
We're continuing to see winners off the Kvitova racket, but many fewer unforced errors. Winner number 15 in this set
30-40.
for Kvitova. Just 6 unforced errors. It has been really clean performance.
And again, her return game has gotten so aggressive, hasn't it? Maybe Shelby's taking a little too much off her serves.
Juice.
Shelby Rogers, she seems focused on not giving Kvitova as many second serves in these important moments, which makes a lot of sense, but she's still got to keep going after her serve, has to keep mixing it up.
Advantage, Rogers.
Last couple of serve from Rogers, much better placement. Really getting Kvitova stretched out to her backhand side.
Juice.
It's better serving.
Advantage, Rogers.
It's been good to watch Rogers, you know, how she's processed information as well in this match, the adjustment she's making. Kvitova has gotten a bit better with her level, and Rogers trying to match it here. That's the essence you talked about.
What
Game,
a
Rogers.
shot. Rogers holds on.
Kvitova leads by 3-2.
She took the first set.
First set,
Kvitova
Rogers.
up a break in this second. Petra Kvitova serving with a break.
Rogers did a good job holding on to her serve that last game. Had to battle at the end of it. Kvitova right back to business the way she has been pretty much this entire second set. Kvitova has found her forehand now, has seemed to groove that shot, and has been slightly better with her first serve percentage and points won behind her first serve now.
Game, Kvitova. Kvitova leads by 4-2, second set.
I've seen Shelby Rogers taking a little more time on her serve, going more for placement, trying not to give Kvitova a lot of second serves. certainly understand.
Love the
When you
team.
look at the numbers, Rogers only winning 1/4 of the points behind her second serve. That has not been a good play for her. And Kvitova now starting to find her rhythm on the Rogers first serve.
Miss Rogers is challenging the call on the left far sideline. The ball scored out. Fifteen all. Thirty 15.
That's a good serve, too.
40 15.
Right. I honestly think you're exactly right, Chanda. I think in the beginning of the second set, Rogers was sort of letting up, not really hitting her spots on her serve. And now she's back to doing what won her the first set.
Game. Rogers.
Third ace for Shelby Rogers.
Kvitova leads by 4 games to 3. Second
Still up
set.
in the second
set
set,
Rogers.
though down the first.
15 love.
Talk about players playing from their strength, understanding how they want to set up their points to be successful, and Kvitova is just the epitome of that. She may, lose matches, but
30
you
love.
see her very clearly trying to create opportunities to play from a position of strength.
Are you saying that when Petra Kvitova loses matches, Chanda, she knows why as she's walking off the court?
I think she's usually pretty clear on that as well.
I think so.
$40 love.
She's been a very good serving day overall. In this set, her percentage is even better. 75% of first serves in, 83% of points won behind the first serve.
Game. Kvitova.
Good hold for the Czech.
Kvitova leads by 5 games to 3. Second set.
Beginning of this second set, Rogers held serve, and it looked like Petra Kvitova was in trouble on her serve in that second game. But since then, she has really turned it on, elevated her level.
$15 love.
Fourth ace for Shelby. I'll tell you what, I'm really enjoying the squeaking of Kvitova's feet too.
15 all.
She's so alert to the short ball. So ready to attack something. get her teeth into it.
It was not an easy approach.
No.
Kind of had to run through it, but just the balance and the work with her legs.
Yes.
Let's for service.
It's those kind of microaggressions that a lot of the great players have, that the players not of that quality don't even recognize.
Yeah, they know when to turn it up a notch as well.
Yeah.
$15-13.
Just feel like in this second set, Petra Kvitova has been more willing to take the ball early and hit it harder.
Like
15-14.
Something like that. And she's got herself a couple of set points.
That. 30-14. Game in second set.
Yeah, we're going 3.
Kvitova
Just like at the French Open in
by
2016.
6 games to 3. 1 set all.
So here comes the final set. Winner heads into the quarters.
Final set. Kvitova to serve. Love the team. Love 13. $15-13.
Hitting from Rogers.
15-14.
Stepping up and pushing back against Kvitova.
Game, Rogers.
So Shelby Rogers, with the help of a double
First game,
fault,
final set.
gets the first break of this final set. I told you, Chandra, I got to talk to Shelby the other day. Really just ran into her and got to spend about 15 minutes with her. And she's so happy. You know, she's just in a very good personal space. So here's my question to you. Do you have to be happy to play your best tennis?
I think it helps.
Were you playing your best tennis when you were your happiest?
I don't think I played my best when I was unhappy. I would turn it around. I think you can be somewhere in between, I think, but certainly it helps if you're happy off the court and you are in a good space, because that comes out under pressure when you're not.
I've heard athletes say, you know, when things were bad in their personal lives, the court was the only place where they felt safe and they concentrated harder. You ever see the movie Almost Famous? You know that movie?
I have.
It's a great
movie.
movie.
That movie. Yes.
Okay, so
yes.
So the kid who wants to hang around these rock stars, he's interviewing them for Rolling Stone. William Miller. He finally gets to talk to this guy who loves this guy's band. And here's what he asks him, okay? In a hurry, all at once.
15-all.
He finally gets to talk to Billy Crudup, and he says, do you have to be depressed to write a sad song? Do you have to be in love to write a love song? Is a song better because it really happened to you? God, that was a good movie.
I have one additional thought, Mary, before we talk to the point.
Please shake. Out there in plenty of time, but Kvitova drives it wide. All right, what's your additional thought?
No, I think, you know, certainly I'm not an artist, a singer, or anything like that. I mean, it may be a little different mindset, but I think, you know, as an athlete in particular, an individual sport where so much is predicated, your body and your mind being in sync and being ready to go under pressure.
Yeah.
I think you gotta not be unhappy in your life to play well.
Okay.
I remember Roger Federer talking about it in Australia this year. You know, those demons start coming into play. They're waiting, lurking. That's when you're not happy in your life. Those demons just seem to come out in this sport.
Okay.
That's nice point. Nice playing. Excellent point
30-14.
Kvitova. Under pressure and just digging in.
Deuce.
There's been a few times where Rogers has really exploited the movement of Kvitova there, and that short maybe didn't mean to hit, that shot didn't mean to hit it maybe quite as short, but it worked in stretching the court.
Advantage, Rogers. Let's for service.
backhand shot.
Juice.
Beautiful. The way she produces that forehand, and when she gets the right contact point, just good night.
Let's first service. Advantage, Rogers. Game, Rogers.
That is such a good game from Shelby
Rogers
Rogers.
leads by 2 games to love. Final set.
Early break in this third set and just battling to hold on to her serve.
Love. Love.
Kvitova right now down a break, but important that she just holds on to her serve and keeps giving herself opportunities. Just one break.
Don't you get a little jumpy watching her aim from lines?
That was not the most comfortable getting that close to the line. And I think Rogers,
13.
that may be what she's thinking of. She's done a good job of just forgetting about the great shots from Kvitova and getting right back to it. She's at times gotten a couple of misses like that one. There you go. Constant pressure that Rogers has kept putting on Kvitova, who played an outstanding second set with just a few misses. And Rogers here trying to take advantage.
Miss Rogers is challenging a call on the service line. The ball scored in. (40-30). Miss Rogers has 2 challenges remaining. Kvitova.
Kvitova on the board in this final set.
New balls,
Winner here
please.
goes to the quarterfinals.
Rogers leads by 2-1. Final set.
Slayer champion of the U.S. Open this year on the men's side. Djokovic had been the only Grand Slam champion left with 17.
Love the team.
Somebody else is going to get one.
Love the team. Ah! 15-13.
Second serve at 15:30.
Oh, wow. It's been the second serve that Rogers has tried to avoid
15-14.
throwing at Kvitova, who doesn't overplay but uses it to set up that forehand. That's the money shot. Rogers has recognized that it's not always about
30-14.
pace when she's trying to set up her points. They're getting Kvitova stretched out, playing more for positioning, and it paid off. Still under some pressure facing break point, though.
Fault. Kvitova. 2 games all. Final
She
set.
does that, Jen.
I can tell.
Because all of a sudden it's like a bark out loud. Like, what? That dog was sleeping.
And it's coming from deep down. It's real.
It's. I love when you say that. It's real. It's got you.
Kvitova.
That's nice. Wow. Back there.
15 love.
A little change up from Kvitova. Haven't seen that very often. Just change the rhythm just enough. And then blast it again.
Thirty love. 40 love. The
second double fault of this set, 6th of the match for Kvitova. Those were going to be nasty serves if they had landed in. Kvitova still in good shape here on serve.
Game. Kvitova.
I just think at this point,
Kvitova leads by 3 games to 2. Final
is in this
set.
to win it. She's going after it maybe more than Shelby right now. Back inside the Louis Armstrong Stadium.
Love. Love. Not up.
Rogers again coming up with the big serve, just expecting the reply. She stayed tight on the baseline behind that forehand, shortened up, and kept control of the point. Just the second time they've played, but they just know each other's game so well, and we're seeing it.
Game Rogers. Three games all, final sets.
Good adjustment by Kvitova there. Gave herself a lot more space. Didn't hit as close to the lines, and still with her pace and depth, Rogers couldn't handle it. Do you think, Mary, that it's a little more of an advantage for Kvitova as well, having the left serve? I mean, she's actually used it well at last point.
Oh, she's a proper lefty.
I like that, proper lefty, as opposed to improper.
Me. We salute. We of this mode. We salute her every day.
Great
40
adjustment
love.
from Kvitova and then barreling in. Sending a message to Rogers, even if you get this back, I'm cutting it off.
Yeah. Just seems more predatory
Yeah,
at this moment.
no question,
Right?
predatory.
Game Kvitova.
With her 6th ace of the match, Petra.
Kvitova leads by 4 games to 3. Final sets. Time.
Still on serve of the third.
Love the team.
It was going to be home long and it didn't.
It's one of those shots that you just look at and literally you see it happening and there's nothing you can do. I mean, the depth from Kvitova, seeing her run around like that, it's just classic Petra. Good adjustment though by Rogers.
15 all.
Good first serve in, getting a little more kick and playing for her second shot.
Thirty 15.
Sensing the moment, you talked about this earlier, Mary. Top players who play consistently at this level, they just know when to turn it up a level, just a notch. And Kvitova went and got that ball. That could be big.
Yep. 40-13.
Oh, that's curled that in.
That's her 5th ace.
Let's for service. Deuce.
Looks like Kvitova is willing to hit as hard as possible. So you can expect some leaky shots from the person trying to return that. Shelby's got to catch up to the power, doesn't she?
Not easy to do.
Another one. Flies home.
Shelby Rogers did a good job
Advantage,
just
Rogers.
holding firm, defending against those heavy shots from Kvitova. It's the right play, though, from Kvitova, trying to attack the return, going hard and deep up the middle. It's the kind of pressure you want to put on the server.
Game, Rogers. 4 games all, final sets.
Kind of knew this would be a battle, but it is proving to be that and then some between these two. Kvitova has won more points, 10 more points. I should say 11 more points over the course of the match, but it is still neck and neck here. There's 11 additional points that Kvitova has, now 10. But a lot of those came in the second set, but a 7-6 set counts the same as a 6-3 set. Percentage tennis we're seeing, and first serve, first balls, particularly when the match is tight, when these points are so important. Kvitova putting herself in a position to be successful. It's just good stuff.
That's just lovely, isn't it?
40-15.
No wasted shots. No superfluous stuff from Kvitova.
Game, Kvitova.
She holds on. Well, this could not be any closer now.
Kvitova leads by 5 games to 4.
Game
Final
away
set.
from the quarters.
I don't
For
know,
the first time.
I think Shelby's got one more
Okay.
good service game here in her. It's a good start. So crucial, these first couple of points, to just play from a position of strength, to relax
15 love.
yourself a little bit more as the server.
Knowing that Kvitova is looking for anything not meaningful enough. wasn't a terrible serve.
15
I'd have been
all.
proud of hitting that serve.
That serve was minimally you're in neutral.
Yeah.
You don't expect that return, putting you completely on the defensive. That is power of the Kvitova racket.
Just shows her mindset. Another roundhouse swing on the return.
15-13.
Again, she doesn't want to get into complicated rallies here. She wants to play the point she wants to play.
She's very clear on what
Very
she's
clear.
trying to do, what she's trying to generate.
But it's kind of jazzy, too. You don't always know what to expect from her. Familiar with Miles Davis? You ever listen to that guy?
I have.
He said something I'll never forget. He says, always listen for what you can leave out. Yeah. He said to Petra.
30 all.
Miles Davis fan,
She might not think of it in
but
those
she
terms.
plays
but
that way, you know?
it's like that.
Legendary jazz trumpeter. 2 points away is Kvitova. That just won.
30-14. Deuce. Advantage, Rogers.
That could not have missed by much. Good stuff from Shelby. That D.
These are just
Juice.
good points.
Yeah. She was looking to attack.
Look how hard Kvitova worked, though, for this point. That was a good backhand turnaround from Rogers.
No kidding. Shelby pushed her back, and it didn't matter. Again, Kvitova just a couple of points away from the quarterfinal. This is a good fight. Another big return gives her a match point.
Advantage, Kvitova.
Great length from Rogers.
That's brave tennis.
Juice.
And just continuing to do what she's done successfully all match. Didn't let the moment hold her back.
Advantage, Kvitova.
from Rogers.
Deuce.
This is a good move from Kvitova. Maybe not the best place to approach. You want to usually go down the line, but she put Rogers under pressure.
Yep.
Rogers just came up with the goods.
Advantage, Rogers.
We're down to just minute miscalculations here. That approach from Kvitova should have been up the line, but this has just been high quality tennis. How is Rogers playing her way out of this one?
Let's go!
Game, Rogers.
Fight!
5 games all, final sets. Love. Love.
Just a credit to Kvitova here. These first couple of points, not closing it out, having match points, but just refocusing, resetting. That is crucial, crucial skill to have in tennis.
Got so tight to the net at the end of that one.
Both players are making it look pretty simple. Certainly there, Kvitova looked like it was an easy put away. Nothing is easy in these moments. The players focusing tremendously well.
Game, Kvitova. Kvitova leads by 6 games to 5. Final set.
Into the match when we come up. Thwarted by this woman, Shelby Rogers, serves to try to get this into a 3rd set tiebreak.
Sorry.
Love.
The one thing Rogers would probably like to do here is just have a less complicated service game. Try to get into the tiebreak a little easier than her last service hold. Save 3 match points.
Miss Rogers is challenging the call on the right far sideline. The ball scored in.
Kvitova trying not to allow it.
All. Miss Rogers has 1 challenge remaining. . Let's for service. (30-15).
Just spanked that back
30-all.
right off the bounce.
You sound surprised, Barry.
I shouldn't be at this point. Again, the return game of Petra these last couple of sets. It's been something to see.
Good stuff from Rogers. Just leaning on those balls, not letting it push her back.
40-30.
Difficult task with the pace that depth that Kvitova was throwing at her, but that was the opening and she took it.
Game, Rogers.
Very cool stuff. You see,
6 games all. Final sets, tiebreak.
cheering on Shelby Rogers.
Each player receives an additional challenge.
This was an impressive hold. Similar to the last one.
Yes.
Clutch stuff from Rogers to get into this tiebreak.
A reminder, Shelby Rogers has been confident, rightly so, for weeks. Among others she's beaten in the last several weeks is Serena Williams.
(1-0) Rogers.
Maybe you almost feel like you could do anything when you save 3 match points, as Rogers did, hold serve the way she did at the end of that last game. Why not go for it here? Quickly up the mini break.
One all. 2-1. Rogers. Miss Kvitova is challenging a call on the service line. The ball's got out. Two all. Miss Kvitova has 3 challenges remaining.
No matter how many times you see it. Looks simple, but anything but.
Three-two. Kvitova.
It's her 8th ace.
Although you know that Kvitova can hit those kinds of shots, it's still irritating, especially in these moments.
Wait,
when
you're irritated?
I mean,
or Shelby's?
if you're Shelby
Oh,
Rogers
okay.
and you've worked so hard, you've got to still be a little irritated.
Because you look a little grumpy yourself, frankly.
I love seeing all of this.
Match just over 2.5 hours old. Switch ends, a reminder again, if you're just tuning
3 all.
in, Shelby Rogers has already faced down 3 match points.
It's on her serve, serving at 4-5. Battled to get through that service game, and another to get into this tiebreak. She's got the right demeanor to have to let those shots go. I talked about it earlier. Kvitova, well known for being able to play that kind of tennis. And Rogers, though, she's matched her just about every way.
Oh. 4-3. Kvitova.
Her 58th winner, Chanda, against 33 errors. And that's her weaker shot. Rogers has had 25 winners against 21 errors. And she's played a great match. She may win this yet. Shelby going Petra on the return, but Kvitova hung in there. 5-3.
How did Kvitova get out of that point? Rogers maybe blinking just slightly, not going inside out to the backhand with that forehand. Wow. Defense, Kvitova. The shot. It's the shot that Rogers didn't hit the previous point, but there made the adjustment.
5-4. Kvitova.
miles an hour.
Five all. Six, five.
Match point number 4
Kvitova.
for Petra Kvitova.
This time, it's going to be on her serve.
Let's second service.
Fault.
Miss Kvitova is challenging the call on the service line. The ball's got out.
That's just a frustration challenge.
The old frustration challenge.
6 all.
And it's 6 all. Switch ends.
Miss Kvitova has 2 challenges remaining.
4 match points gone.
Both players, the last 2 points, showing just a touch of tension, which is totally to be expected. Missed backhand from Rogers and that double from Kvitova. That hurts a little bit more on the Kvitova side, though.
This 4 match points for
7-6.
and now
Rogers.
Shelby Rogers has her first. Tell herself to fight a couple of times in this match. Clearly, she's listening to herself. Match point for the American.
Game, set, match. Rogers.
It's got to be
2 sets to 1.
one of the
7-6,
best
3-6,
wins
7-6.
of her life. Shelby Rogers is in the quarterfinals. A terrific battle between 2 kind and classy competitors, and no lines people were harmed in the play of this match.
That is the best part, and the way Rogers played at the end of that match. Wow, what an effort. How impressive was she?
She fought off some terrific serving from Kvitova. 58 winners in all from Kvitova. And you can see what it means to her to get past a match and a player like that. Wow.